Safety and technical circulars. Fly leaves. General safety precautions to be observed in OHE territory. Number 2. Summer precautions. Number 3. Prevent signal passing at danger spat cases. Safety drives. 23-3-20. Special drive on steps to be taken to prevent rolling down incidents of locomotives. 12-5-20. Safety drive on shunting procedure. Alert advices. Number 1. Clearance of track from debris. Number 2. Tower car operations. Number 3. Monsoon precautions. Technical circulars. 23-20. Abnormality observed on OHE. 28-5-20. Prevent rolling down incidents of locomotives. 17-7-20. Healthiness of locomotives with hotel load. Flyleaf number 1/2020. General safety precautions to be observed in OHE territory. S&T department do's. Warn the staff about the danger of coming in close contact to the live traction overhead wires within 2 meters. Do report any abnormality in OHE which may adversely affect safety to the TPC. If the damage is heavy or the moving dimensions are infringed, take steps to protect the lines. While working on signal posts, keep away from OHE live conductors if necessary. Take power block and permit to work from TRD. Don'ts. Do not work on any portion of a signal post or its fittings falling within a radius of 2 meters from 25 kV live OHE unless such portion is protected with a metallic screen or power to the live OHE has been switched off and a permit to work has been obtained. Paint a red band of 10 centimeters wide all around the signal post at the height of the 3 meters above the rail level at such locations. Counsel the staff accordingly. Do not depute the staff to work on a signal post where protective screen is not provided. Do not carry out any works within a distance of 2 meters from the live parts of the overhead traction wires unless they are made dead and earthed and permit to work is obtained. Do not use steel measuring tapes or long metallic wire rods or leveling staff. Do not disturb track bonding or earthing of TRD installations. Do not touch the two ends of the fractured rails with bare hands. Do not change track circuits without the knowledge of traction staff. Engineering department do's. Warn all staff about the danger of coming in close contact to the live traction overhead wires within 2 meters. All staff to report immediately about any abnormality on the OHE which may adversely affect safety to the TPC. If damage is heavy or the moving dimensions are infringed, take steps to protect the lines. The risk of direct contact with the live OHE is ever present while working in electrified sections. such as for painting of steel work of through spans of bridges and platform covered sets, etc. Therefore, no work shall be done within a distance of 2 meters from the live OHE without permit to work. Also, no tool or any part of the body of the worker comes within the danger zone. The return current of the rail may cause a potential difference between two ends of a fractured rail and at an insulated joint, etc. Provide temporary electrical connection invariably. When unloading the rails alongside of the track, do ensure that rails do not touch each other to form a continuous metallic mass of length greater than 300 meters. During maintenance or renewal of track, continuity of rails shall invariably be maintained. For bridging gaps which may due to removal of fish plates, breakage of rail, etc., jumpers to be provided. The two ends of fractured rail should be temporarily connected by metallic jumpers of approved design, taking necessary precautions. Since relaying unit involves removal of existing rails along with all the different types of traction bands, provide temporary jumpers for passage of return current till such time the permanent bands are fixed to the new rails. Maintain implantation as per SOD in consultation with TRD. In track circuited area, do not bridge insulated jointed rails with bare hands or with any metallic article. Also, do not have simultaneous contact with an insulated section of a rail and non-insulated section of rails. Ensure availability of TRD S&T staff at site for removing and replacing the traction bands and jumper or bonding connections wherever required. Cancel the book to resume the normal traffic only after ensuring that traction bands or cable jumpers have been reconnected by TRD S&T staff. Do take care when carrying or handling long pipes, poles, ladders, overhanging on shoulders which may inadvertently come in a contact with or within 2 meters of live OHE. Do always keep clear of all materials the top of foundation block of OHE mast. Keep the top of foundation blocks of traction structures clear of all materials and tidy. Do give notice of 48 hours in advance to TRD staff having alteration to alignment or level of track or relaying work of any major work on track in electrified territory is carried out. Do ensure that while excavating or digging near mast foundation, the foundation is not exposed. All such works to be done under intimation to TRD staff. At LC gate, do maintain approaching road levels such that the clearance between the top member of rail gauge above the road level shall be between 4.76 meters and 4.78 meters, and contact wire shall be a height of minimum 5.5 meters above the rail level at level crossings. Provide continuous protective screens, parapet walls on all FOBs, ROBs, and also ensure commissioning of FOBs only after completion of work with all statutory provisions like screening, electrical earthing of FOBs, steel work, etc. Until then, the entry for FOB under construction shall be physically blocked for the use of public. While working on service buildings and structures in the proximity of OHE, do exercise special care to ensure that tools, measuring tapes, materials, welding cables are not placed in a position where they are likely to fall or may come in contact with OHE. While carrying excavation works, adjacent tracks and cable routes in an electrified area, take adequate precautions for the safety of staff and to avoid damage to underground cables and rail bonds. No crane shall be worked adjacent to OHE unless OHE is made dead and earthed and authorized OHE staff is present. In case of wire snaps at level crossing, the gatekeeper shall immediately make arrangements to stop all road traffic and inform the nearest SM or TPC or OHE section in charge. As far as possible, use closed wagons for engineering material train. No part of tree shall be nearer than 4 meters from the nearest live conductor. Any tree or branches likely to fall on live conductor should be cut or trimmed periodically to maintain this clearance. Don'ts. Don't use steel measuring tapes, metal tapes with woven metal reinforcement, metallic leveling staff, and long metallic wire rods on the electrified track. Do not touch fallen or hanging traction wires. In case the wires drop at a level crossing, the gatekeeper shall make arrangements to stop all road traffic and keep the public away. Avoid contact with the rails when an electrically hauled train is within 250 meters. Do not touch two ends of the rail with bare hands. Gloves of approved quality shall only be used. Do not carry out any works within a distance of 2 meters from the live parts of overhead traction wires, unless the traction wires are made dead and earthed and permit to work is obtained from TRD. Do not cut or trim a tree near the traction OHE without the presence of an authorized traction staff and without obtaining permit to work from TRD. Do not disturb track bonding or bonding provided to OHE structures. If any bond is disconnected or disturbed, immediately inform the traction staff. Do not remove or loosen the fish plates without making a temporary connection with a jumper or approved design. Do not bridge with bare hands or any metallic articles. The insulated joints or rails in track circuited area. Do not have simultaneous contact with an isolated section of rail and non-isolated section of rail of the same or other track. Do not use rails as route path or sitting or for such other purposes. Do not carry long pieces, poles, ladders vertically which will come within the danger zone of 2 meters of live overhead traction equipment. Do not open temporary jumper without informing the TRD staff. Do not hang or keep loose the welding cable while ROB works are under progress. Do not raise the rail level under FOBs, ROBs and other overline structures. Do not slew track or realign without the knowledge of traction staff. Do not use any kind of tools or metal articles such as paint pots, oil case, metal bars, etc., which can be either lifted or be dropped or be carried by the wind onto the live OHE. Mechanical department, CNW and loco. Do's. Warn all staff about the danger of coming in contact with the live traction within 2 meters. All staff to report immediately about any abnormality on the OHC which may adversely affect safety to the TPC. If the damage is heavy or the moving dimensions are infringed, take steps to protect the lines. No crane shall be worked on or near OHE unless an authorized representative of OHE is present when so working. Care shall be taken to avoid hitting or damaging OHE structures. Observe caution orders and signals exhibited by OHE staff working at site. Don'ts. Do not climb or get onto the locomotives or carriages standing below the OHE unless the OHE is made dead and earthed. Never direct a jet from a hose towards the OHE while filling water. The jet of water should only be directed horizontally far away from the live OHE and not vertically. Do not carry long poles or any other articles which may come within the danger zone of 2 meters of the live traction wires. Do not open water filling hydrants till the other end of the hose pipe has been inserted into the tank of the carriages. Do not withdraw the hose pipe from carriage tank till the hydrant is closed. This is necessary to avoid accidental contact of a water jet with the live overhead traction wires. While attending the diesel loco, do ensure that tools do not get within the danger zone of 2 meters of the OHE. Flylift 2 by 2020. Attention only for engineering officials. Flyleaf 3/2020. In the current financial year, 52 indicator SPAD cases have been reported by Zonal Railways, out of which 7 cases have been occurred in SCR. Of these 7 cases over SCR, in 3 cases duty performed by LP till SPAD was more than 12 hours. Following measures have been adopted by SCR to prevent SPAD cases. 32-point action plan to prevent SPAD is prepared and supplied to all LPs and ALPs in the form of leaflet, and crew are being counselled on these points. Power officers interact with each LP and ALP to know their personal problem and to try to resolve it at the earliest. Safety seminars and interactions with crew at crew lobbies are being done by power officers and headquarters officers at regular intervals. During safety seminars on SPAD, case studies of actual occurrences of SPAD are being discussed at length to clearly explain reason and circumstances leading to SPAD. Special emphasis is given on the following aspects: no presumptive driving, timely application of brakes to control the speed of the train while approaching danger signal, ALP to check the working of ALP emergency brake at originating crew changing point and apply emergency brakes in case LP is not attentive or controlling the train while approaching signal at danger. During counselling, special emphasis is being laid on calling out signals. Signals should be called out by LP or ALP clearly and repeated loudly as per the protocol, that is, station name, name and signal aspect with hand gesture. 9 hours implementation. 2000 RRB or GDCE LPs have been made available. Filling up of vacancies will improve working hours and stress level of crew. Improving the quality of rest by refraining from using cell phones during outstation rest. Availing full rest at home during PR and headquarter rest is also emphasized. Data regarding availability of personal smartphone to be mentioned by nominated LI. In refresher courses, 1 working day has been unmarked for SPAD prevention, where again SPAD prevention measures and case studies are discussed. All allies have been asked to identify accidents, SPAD prone loco pilots as well as loco pilots with ailments needing regular medication. A bell is provided in lobbies of SC and Bejwada divisions. LP and ALP while signing on will ring the bell as a pledge that they will not involve in SPAD. Drop box is provided at crew lobbies for crew to drop leave, pass, P2 applications to avoid wastage of time and to have proper rest at headquarters. Status of leave, pass, PTO is sent through SMS to concerned staff. Crew after availing leave or sick are booked from 8 hours in the morning. All CMS kiosks are integrated with BA, biometric and camera. Simulator training is made part of all trainings, which initial, refresher, promotional, conversion, etc. at ETTC Bejwada. Special simulator training is given to weak identified LPs. Ambush checks are being conducted at en route stations, vulnerable locations to check the alertness of crew and observance of speed restrictions. Allies are to advise that 25% of footplate monitoring in a month should be from end to end, that is covering entire crew beat of the LP. Even if part of the crew beat falls on adjoining division or foreign railway. SPM downloaded data are being analyzed by loco inspectors to check the speed of the train while passing signal at caution aspect. LPs who are maintaining speed above normal are being counselled. 550 number of fog pass devices is sanctioned for SCR and commissioned. Stop alert device is provided in 6 locos in trial basis as an additional tool to ALP to alert LP in the event of restrictive signal. This device is provided on the ALP desk in both the cabs. CMMA Crew Monitoring Manager, an Android application is introduced which has been developed in-house to assist the loco inspector in day-to-day working and to maintain the records and details of nominated LPs. Loco inspectors to footplate 60% of kilometers in month with their nominated LPs. Long-term measures suggested for implementation of railway board level, provision of CVVRS, crew voice and video recording system in all loco cabs, provision of TICAS or TPWS equipments in locomotive. Safety drives. Special drive on steps to be taken to prevent rolling down incidents of locomotives. On 22/3/2020, loco number 12838, dead bar stabled, rolled down and derailed on point number 44 in Nanded yard of Nanded division due to improper securing of loco by loco pilot shunter. In view of the above, a special drive to be launched for a period of 15 days from 23/3/2020 to 6/4/2020 to counsel running staff on the procedure to be followed while stabling locomotives to prevent its rolling down. Apply SA9 or independent or direct brakes and ensure brake cylinder BCP pressure of 3.5/5.0 kg per cm square is built up in loco and physically confirm that brakes are applied. Apply parking brakes if available. Apply hand brakes of loco. Check the brake cylinder piston is applied condition and also physically ensure that the tight contact of brake block with wheel thread. If hand or parking brakes are not working, inform PRC or TLC and locos should not be made dead and unmanned. Keep iron skids or wooden wedges under locomotive wheels against falling gradient. Note down the remarks in logbook about the placement of wedges and application of hand brakes and also mention the same in the stabling register available at station master office. In case of train is stabled along with loco, train should be secured by applying SA9, A9 and loco hand brake or parking brakes and hand brakes of at least 6 wagons at either end of the train. The handbrake should be operated by assistant loco pilot from leading end and by guard from rear end. In case of coaching trains, guard should apply handbrake of SLR in addition to the application of loco brakes by loco pilot. At stations where gradient is steeper than 1 in 400, before vehicles are uncoupled, hand brakes should be applied. Wooden wedges or iron skids should be used to prevent vehicles from rolling down. Loco pilot, while on duty, should not leave loco unmanned. In case it is required to leave the locomotive unmanned, he should do so only after receiving a written authority from the station master or yard master after ensuring above securing procedure. Before leaving the station or yard, LP and guard should jointly sign the stable train register at SM's office that the load and loco has been secured as prescribed above. Surprise checks should also be conducted to check proper securing of loco or formation is done as per procedure. After completion of the drive, feedback to be sent to this office in the format. Safety drive on shunting procedure. On date 11/5/2020 at Purna Yard of Nanded Division, multiple light engines locos 11134 plus 11340 ITRC while moving from road 4 to shunting neck bumped to dead end of shunting neck and loco number 11134 got derailed. On inquiry, it was revealed that the shunter was performing shunting movement with rear loco cab. In view of the above, divisions are hereby advised to launch a special drive for a period of 10 days from 13/5/2020 to counsel all the staff about the shunting practices and also to not to indulge in any shortcut methods while performing shunting. Ambush checks also be conducted during the shunting activity. Alert advice. Alert advice 1/2020. Precautions to be taken to ensure clearance of track from debris. Recently, many derailments were happened in sidings and at yards due to coal dust on track and partial unloading of ballast from wagons. Unusual incidences of open doors of BCN-HL wagons hitting with signal posts resulted signal posts or signal head fallen down cases. To prevent such incidents, the following precautions to be taken to avoid recurrence. Engineering, TRD and SNT branches. Engineering officials shall ensure that no loose PVA material such as fish plates, joggled fish plates, etc. are left in the section, which gives an opportunity to outsiders and miscreants to keep the same on the track. SNT officials shall also ensure that no loose SNT material such as released gate booms, gate weights and other material etc. are left in the section or station yards or sidings. Unloaded ballast, rails, sleepers, other PVA materials after unloading along track should be kept clear of moving dimensions and stacked as per the specified heights and distance from the running track. Every time after unloading the ballast, the engineering officials in charge shall ensure that the unloaded material is not infringing the movement of trains. Ensure that no loose material shall be kept near the track that may entangle to some parts of the undergear of the loco or rolling stock and lead to derailment. Wherever LC gate located at the siding, ensure that the check rails are not covered with dust to avoid derailments due to lack of flange clearance. After completion of their work, the ladder trolleys of TRD branch, trolleys of engineering department are to be ensured clear from any infringement of the track. Operating and commercial branches. Ensure that the material left out as debris like coal, cement, steel or any metals etc. at stations, sidings are not obstructing the movement of the wagons. Stacking of goods next to the line has to be done only after due care is taken as the material has a tendency to slide down towards the track. Commercial staff shall ensure that the stacked material is clear of all infringing movements. Before allowing movement of trains, some of the stations shall also ensure that the stacked material is clear from movement of trains. While performing shunting, the shunting staff shall also ensure that the line is clear for placement and removal of loaded or empty rakes in station yards or sidings. If they found any debris on the track, should be informed to SM on duty for further action. Before release of DC and HL rake from loading or unloading, siding or goods shed, the commercial supervisor station master in absence of commercial staff will ensure that the doors of all the wagons are in closed condition. En route station train passing staff will keep a sharp lookout for any open doors on these rakes and will arrange to stop the train at the next station or TXR point or where the facility the door closing is available for closing of these doors. Train crew. The guard and LP of the train before starting the train from that line may also see whether any such obstruction is existing which should be brought to the notice of SM of the station. While placing or removal of loaded or empty rakes at station yards or sidings, the train crew also be vigilant and ensure from the shunting staff that there are no debris on the track. The LP and guard will also certify on the GDR certificate that the doors of the wagons are closed and secured condition before working the train from station loading or unloading points or sidings. The above laid down instructions may be given wide publicity and counsel the staff accordingly. Alert advice 2/2020. Tower car operations related instructions. Alert advice 3/2020. Monsoon precautions. Monsoon is about to set in most parts of our territory. It is necessary to ensure precautions as prescribed in Chapter 7 Part B, Pre-Monsoon Precaution of IRPWM, which inter alia include patrolling of track and vulnerable bridges, availability of reserve materials for restoration, relief girders and other necessary equipment, inspection of RATS and weather warning and action to be taken. The safety precautions to be taken during monsoon season are reiterated once again for self-guidance. Drainage at all major yards and vulnerable locations should be checked and necessary action should be taken to ensure quick clearance of water during heavy rains. Joint survey of points and crossings should be done periodically and deficiencies noticed should be rectified. The following action may be initiated for smooth and safe running of trains during monsoon period. Adequate preparations should be made to face ensuing monsoon period. Proper arrangements for patrolling, watching the vulnerable locations and monsoon reserves should be ensured. Action by SSC P-Ways. The patrol book shall be serially numbered and handed over to the SM. The patrol book shall contain the vulnerable locations and bridges which shall attract special watch. A copy of patrol chart issued by senior DEN or DEN should also be exhibited in the station and followed scrupulously. Ensure that as far as possible that those patrolmen who are provided with quarters are selected for patrolling. Also ensure that another trackman is arranged if the nominated patrolman does not turn up for patrolling for any reason. Ensure that